One of my colleagues from one of my past companies told me one thing which I think a lot of people think, but very few people actually speak it out. And his words exactly were, I'll quote him, I'll read him out. I spent 20 years in the industry, and I probably know maybe 6 months worth more about AI than a fresh graduate from a college. 20 years of experience, 6 months of advantage. Chandrabhan, you have taught for more than 20 years. What's your reaction to that?
Recognition mostly, a little grief, if I'm honest. You spent 2 decades building something, and a tool shows up, does the whole thing over the weekend. So my first instinct is that I feel insulted. But my second instinct, no, he's right. And I have to pretend otherwise, how I get left behind.
Gary, what are your thoughts on it?
I think I understand exactly what your software engineer was talking about. He wasn't bitter, seems fine. We are all potentially at the same level right now.
I think most people hear the field just level as a threat.
And I want to argue that this is the best thing for your career. The number one skill in the age of AI is not how to learn prompting. It is to learn the art of learning, relearning, and unlearning. Expertise now have a shelf life. It has a shelf life. It will expire in some time. But something that will never expire, agility in learning, I believe. And it's exactly where we are going and diving in today's discussion. We'll look at two studies which totally contradicts each other, and both are right or both are wrong perhaps. We'll have a 4-part system so that it does not become a theory. You can take it to your classroom immediately after this session, and we'll be discussing one of the quotes which you have perhaps seen in one of the presentations, in one of the conferences, and or in one of the slides, and how almost everyone got it wrong.
Okay, Kenya. We have a study of some Kenyan entrepreneurs done by Nicholas Otis, UC Berkeley. If you want to read it, it's in Harvard Business Review. Basic idea, they gave a group of small entrepreneurs all of the AI assistants. And same tool, everyone has it, business device on demand, in your pocket, access it anytime you want.
So dear educators, just visualize a street and two shopkeepers, just a few shops apart. They have the same customers, same type of shops, same goods, no major advantage or disadvantage over each other. So what happened, Carrie?
All right, completely different results. The stronger performers treated AI like a management consultant. They gave them real results, real data, real customer information, real problems, detailed problems. My competitor raised prices by 10%, 15%. This is my margin. This is exactly what my rent is. It might change. The answers that they got actually turned into really good fixes because they helped them actually be really specific, solving specific problems. Profits went up about 15%.
And what about the others?
The others didn't do as well. The weaker performers basically treated this like a large language model. Generic problems, generic responses. Cut costs, advertise more, believe in yourself.
Yeah, that's not advice, that's fortune cookie.
Well, that's it, right? Somewhere between a consultant and a horoscope, they didn't gain anything. And when you looked at the data, they probably did a little bit worse.
So the exact same tool, but the difference in the results is astonishing. And the distance, so the same tools, the identical software, and the difference wasn't in the machine, the difference wasn't in the tool, it was in the learner who was holding it. But Carrie, you told me that you wanted to complicate it before I ran too far with it.
Okay, so neat narratives also can be secretly false. So I want to make sure I give you the other side of it. There's a second study, MIT, published in Science, properly peer reviewed. For this one, they gave a bunch of professionals chat GPT for writing tasks. And looking at this, times dropped about 40%. The quality probably increased by about 18%. And the twist is the gap between the strongest writers and the weakest writers narrowed across the board. And that task, everybody did better.
So, which is it? AI closed the gap or widens it? Because both cannot be true.
In my experience, Chandravan, they are true. And the difference between those two studies is actually an entire lesson. There can be an entire workshop, an entire course around it. On routine work, the memo, the draft, the boilerplate, AI closes the gap. And on the judgment work, on diagnosing your business, on designing your classroom, it amplifies whoever is holding it.
I think that's it. Exactly. If you have a hard ceiling, like writing, just getting this text correct, I think everyone can reach it. If you have something like running a business or doing something complicated, then actually the ceiling isn't actually that fixed anymore. You have so much space to go, and that really depends on who asks better questions.
Absolutely. AI is an ultimate amplifier. For example, if your content is not grounded in learning science, what you are teaching is not based on learning principles, it's front loaded, heavy content. AI has the potential to same otherwise. If your teaching is based on learning science, if your teaching is already amazing, you know how to start, you know how to hold attention, AI has the capability to amplify it.
Which means the scary part and the hopeful part are in the same sentence.
Exactly. The same tool in two different hands are two different tools. Learning agility is a cycle with three verbs. Learn, take the new thing, unlearn, release the old thing that no longer works, and relearn, rebuild your practice on what's actually true now.
And everyone is only obsessed with the first word.
Schools are drowning in learning. The second verb is actually where the careers quietly stall. Chandraman, you said you have watched people stall. Tell me, why is unlearning so hard?
Because new knowledge is a guest, and our old beliefs are like furniture in your house. A guest you notice, and the furniture is lying there for years. You can, in fact, walk around in your house by keeping your eyes closed. That's what belief feels like. Not an idea you hold, actually, a room you live in.
When I became an educator, when I first started teaching, I started as an engineer. But when I first started teaching, I believed deeply and sincerely that covering content was teaching. I had my bit of furniture, Chandraman. If I explained every point in the syllabus clearly in order, then I had taught it. My slides were immaculate. My lectures were beautifully organized.
And what happened?
To be honest, my slides outperformed all of my learners.
Oh, I have been that teacher.
And that is one belief that I have unlearned, and I think that's worth unlearning, is that coverage equals teaching. No one is going to hand you over a certificate for unlearning anything. That's the catch.
And this is why 20 years can compress into 6 months of advantage. Not because the experience is worthless, because some of it is now furniture facing the wrong wall. My real question at 22 years isn't what do I know? It's what I am still assuming.
Exactly. You cannot earn relevance. You have to rent it, and the rent is due every single month.
True. The honest version of your veteran's advantage is the knowledge that is still true is still amazing, and there's so much of it. But you have to add in the willingness to audit everything else.
So expertise has a shelf life, but agility does not have a shelf life. Now, let us look into one thing that half of you are already thinking. Chandrabhan, what is that?
Fine, Vivek, if you want the truth. I barely have time to teach, to be honest. I have to finish my marking tonight. I have some substitution tomorrow, which I have to prepare for. And you want me to retrain myself on a cycle forever? I mean, where do I have that time?
Exactly, timetable is not going to change. You are not going to get a block every day for polishing your craft.
So, what do you do if there's no extra time?
Agility is not about extra hours. Chandraman, you have a staff room version of it, isn't it?
Yeah, I do. Call them Murray and Brad. And to begin with, in March, consciously overwhelmed, sat down, properly mastered a lesson planner tool, minus setting templates, all of it. In June, the company discontinued the tool.
Ouch.
And Brad laughed. Brad always laughed. See, that's why I never learn any of them properly. Total waste of time, he said. Murray wasn't laughing. She wasn't devastated either. Look closely what she actually learned in March. The buttons? For sure. I mean, those settings might have died, but also she learned how to describe her classes, how to narrate those classes to the machine, what good prompts look like, her subject, where AI drafts well, where it quietly guesses. So all these things I'm pretty sure will help her in future.
Exactly, the buttons belong to the tool and the discipline belong to Mari.
Yeah, she built her whole workflow in 2 evenings in a new tool because she had already learned all those things through her previous experience. Brad is still waiting, to be honest, and he's waiting for tool to stop changing, and I'm pretty sure he's going to wait very long.
Same disruption, two different reflexes. Brad's reflex was to just stop moving, say I told you so. Mari's was, okay, let's find out what transfers to the next thing.
Only one of those compounds, the fastest learner in the room, beats the longest resume. Now, the next very obvious question is how to build Marie's default without the new hours you have. And there's a 4-part framework to that. Part 1 is 15 minutes a day, tied to a real work. Not a course, not a certification that you would finish in August. 15 minutes on the lesson you are actually teaching tomorrow. Take a real task. It can be an overdue parent email, a Friday quiz, a lesson plan, whatever. Run it through an AI tool and judge. Here's the point, judge the result like a department head.
The stakes matter. It makes everything stick. If it's real work, your brain's going to pay attention.
And I believe that stake is today, immediately after this session, right? Not after 2 years.
So, part 2, automate your workflow. Just one. Study what it teaches you when you see it. Pick the chore you hate the most. Hand it over to AI. And also, this is really important, watch what you get from it. See what it reveals.
So I'd like to give an example. One of my colleagues, his name is Sibin. He loves building spreadsheets. It's his passion. If you see him building dashboards, he'll be in a bliss. He loves to do it, right? I hate it. I cannot imagine myself sitting with spreadsheet and building formulas and writing those stuff. That's a boring stuff to me. I'd rather spend that time with colleagues like you all discussing, sharing our passion. I'd rather spend that time with my learners, giving them the human side of things which they need the most. I hate formatting question banks, right? I did not become an educator to center align tables.
I get it. When Mari was automating her worksheets, she discovered most of her time was actually just formatting, and how little time she spent thinking about her actual students, which makes sense. The automation gave her time back, and that's it. It also showed her where she wants to put effort into her craft. That's it.
And part 3, this one is for my blood pressure. Follow builders, not headlines. The headlines are weather report written by people who have never been outside. So instead, follow 3 or 4 people who are genuinely interested in what you're doing, interested in trying out these new tools, sharing their mistakes, sharing their success, what success looks like in their classroom, what has been working, what is not working. 20 minutes a week. Builders beats 5 hours of doom scrolling.
And this is one of the beauties of Edodo tribe, right? It's a community where educators are so much encouraged and appreciated to share their real learnings, real failures, and something that they have really built. And we learn more from that than from any other courses available out there. Part 4 is the hardest one, I believe. Unlearn one belief per term. One per term. Pick a belief, say homework builds discipline. My subject can't be taught through inquiry. My students can't be trusted with AI. Pick one belief and put it on trial. Ask the questions that separates beliefs from furnitures. What evidence would change my mind? Then go and look at your own classrooms with evidence, with honesty.
And if the belief survives,
that's wonderful. Now it's a choice, not a furniture. If it doesn't survive, it's even better. You just got measurably better at a job in one term while others were laminating their certainties. So here's the full system. 15 minutes a day, one automation studied, follow the builders, not the headlines, and put one belief on trial per terms. So you don't need new hours. You just need different defaults inside the hours you already have.
You're not going to find time for agility. You install it, and you can do that in 15 minutes.
So far, we have been focusing on educators. Now let's turn it around. And it becomes the most important thing we owe our students. So Chandraban, a kid in your class, let's call him Arjun, looks up from his screen and asks, Chandraban, why am I memorizing this if I can just look it up?
And here's the part that gets me. He has already asked the machine. It answered in 4 seconds in bullet points and with serene confidence. And yet, he is still asking me.
So what did you tell him?
The surface answer is, Arjun, some things you memorize because thinking needs furniture too. You can't reason inside an empty room.
I believe, Chandraban, the real question is not what to memorize. The real question is what kind of learner would survive in a real world once he's out of the fantasy world of the college or the school. When they get into a world which is rewriting itself every quarter, the question of memorizing is the wrong question, I believe. But what kind of learner would survive in that world which is rewriting itself every quarter is the right question, I believe.
Is this the just in case versus just in time thing?
Exactly. We build schools for just in case learning. Memorize this just in case you need it in 20 years. But Arjun's adult life will run on just in time learning. A new tool that a company is going to use this Monday. A new regulation that is going to hit them this March. A career pivot that will likely happen sometime in their career. And the knowledge he will need the most has not been written to memorize yet.
So the one thing he can actually carry with him is the cycle. Learn, unlearn, relearn. And on demand, under pressure, without waiting for a course or for permission. And I think these are important skills.
I think that's a lovely part. We already know how to train that cycle. We already do inquiry, question, evidence, revision. Every time a student forms a question, every time they test it against evidence, and they rewrite what they believe. It's one full repetition of the agility cycle. but they get to do it at 14 or 50. And luckily, they have better teachers who can help them with that technique.
And an inquiry classroom isn't a software way to cover content. It's the gym for the exact muscle that AI age will pay them for.
Which means our job just got more important, not less.
Yes, anyone can hand Arjun answers now. The machine does it in seconds. What Arjun needs is a human who trains him to interrogate answers. A human who releases the wrong answers, rebuilds, and who knows him well enough to notice the day he starts ghosting. That's not a job description AI is coming for. That's the job description AI has already written for us. Just in time, not just in case, and teach the way you want them to learn in future. And now comes the quote that we all promised you. And you have probably seen it in one of the conference slides. It's attributed to futurist Alvin Toffler. The illiterate of the 21st century will not be those who cannot read and write, but those who cannot learn, unlearn, and relearn.
It's a great line for this conversation.
It's perfect for it. You must have heard it in workshops, read it on slides, with his exact name beautifully decorated under it. And here's the fun part. That exact phrase, that sentence, appears nowhere in Toffler's writing. And when I reread his writing, that exact phrase was nowhere in his writing.
Really?
What Toffler actually wrote in Future Shock was two separate ideas, few phrases apart. So his first phrase was, and I'm quoting him, by instructing students how to learn, unlearn, and relearn, a powerful new dimension can be added to education. So this was the first part from his book. Some phrases later, he quoted psychologist named Herbert Gurjoy, who said, tomorrow's illiterate will not be the person who can't read, but the person who has not learned how to learn. His exact phrase was, and he quoted Gurjoy, that tomorrow's illiterate will not be the man who can't read. He will be the man who has not learned how to learn. And somewhere along the line, the internet fused those two passages into one clean sentence, slapped Toffler's name into it, and the world spent decades repeating the mashup without even checking the book.
So we need to relearn the quote about relearning.
Exactly. And yes, I had to unlearn that attribution myself. I had put it on my slides. I had designed his name beautifully under that. Did all wrong. And did you notice what happened? Because it's the whole conversation in miniature. I learned a thing, maybe in one of the workshops, in one of the seminars, in one of the presentations. I met evidence it was wrong. I realized it publicly on camera. Here I am speaking proudly in front of all of you that I realized my mistake. I unlearned that. I relearned it. So total cost, one small wins, and total gain, I kept my accuracy and I got my trust back on my slides.
Oh, that's the cycle. Not grand, not dramatic.
1,000 small corrections made without ego. A little faster than people around you. One wins at a time. And that's what agility feels like from the inside. So here's one of the takeaways. Don't reorganize your life. Pick one lesson you already teach and flip one move in it this week. The first repetition matters more than any resolution.
So one move, not a new curriculum.
And that's exactly what the free inquiry-driven classroom starter kit is for. It has more than 20 templates. And that's exactly what free inquiry-driven classroom kit is for, which you can download in the description of this video somewhere. And it contains 20 templates, which you can put into any boring lesson and convert that into a very interesting inquiry-driven classroom.
You can do this. They're all built by real people who actually use them. This is in theory. This is happening.
Exactly, designed by real educators who practice them every day. If you haven't downloaded it, download it now for free. No catches, 100% free. If you already have it, do share it with at least one colleague who needs them this term. And you know exactly who needs it.
So you don't need a new curriculum, you need one new move on Monday.
Exactly. The real divide in the AI age is not experienced versus beginner. It is rigidity versus agility.